Dark greetings, I am Lord Freakzilla, and this is Gothic Sagas. Here we explore deep into the shadows of reality, where the strange, the creepy, and the tragic collide. So hit that subscribe button, and together, let's venture into the darkness, where shadows dance and secrets lurk.
In March of 2024, an American YouTuber named Zach uploaded a disturbing video titled "Scary Run-In with a Humanoid in a Storm Drain" to his channel, Into the Void. The channel itself is small, holding only 4 videos, all documenting his exploration of a storm drain system in Colorado Springs. The first 2 uploads serve as introductions. Zach sits inside his car, explaining how he discovered the tunnel and sharing bits of its history. The third video follows him hiking through the woods in search of the entrance. By the 4th and final upload, he finally locates the storm drain and begins exploring it. At first, everything feels routine. Zach speaks casually to his audience while moving deeper into the tunnel system. The further he walks, the darker it becomes. The concrete walls tighten, the light fades, and eventually, he reaches a section of the tunnel swallowed almost completely by darkness. That's when everything changes.
Hello? Anyone here? This is the spot where it closes off a little bit. I'm really not looking forward to this. I don't know what that was. I need to take a breather. What the f? Nope. I'm dipping out. This shit. I don't know what that is. Oh, fuck.
As soon as the scream echoes through the tunnel, Zach freezes. For a moment, he just stares into the darkness, trying to locate where the sound came from. The noise carries from deep within the tunnel, distorted by the tight concrete walls. Then it happens again. That's when instinct took over. Zach turns and bolts in the opposite direction, sprinting back the way he came. His breathing becomes frantic, footsteps slamming against the damp ground as he rushes towards the exit. He later confirms that he made it out without serious injuries, but what he claims to have seen is what unsettled viewers the most. According to Zach, at the far end of the tunnel stood something pale. Its skin looked almost drained of color, stretched tightly over a thin frame. He described it as a humanoid in shape, yet wrong in subtle ways. The face, he said, reminded him of a horse, but without a defined snout, just elongated, distorted features staring back at him. He compared it to the legends like the Pope-licked monster, or even a skinwalker, but based on the details he provided, especially the deep growling sound that echoed through the tunnel, those explanations seem unlikely. Whatever was there made a noise that didn't sound staged. It sounded territorial.
What the f?
When you isolate the scream itself, it carries a sharp, guttural quality, more animal than human. And considering Zach was exploring a storm drain system in Colorado, a far more grounded explanation begins to emerge. Mountain lions and bobcats are native to the region. Both are capable of producing high-pitched, almost human-like screams that can send a chill straight through anyone who hears them. inside a confined tunnel, that sound would bounce and warp, becoming even more unsettling. It's entirely possible that an animal had taken shelter at the end of that drain. The echo could explain why the scream sounded so distorted, so unnatural. Still, the image Zach described remains difficult to ignore. Was it simply a predator defending its territory, or did Zach lock eyes with something that doesn't belong in any wildlife handbook? I'll let you decide. The YouTube channel you're looking at has only a single video, but one video is all it takes to leave you unsettled. According to the description, the owner believes someone was breaking into their shop at night, smashing displays, knocking over shelves, leaving behind a mess with no explanation. So, they installed security cameras, hoping to catch the intruder, but what they recorded wasn't human. If you watch carefully, just before the chaos begins, a shadow, tall, thin, almost slithering, glides across the room. Then, without warning, the shop seems to turn against itself. No one knows what happened after this night. There are no updates, no follow-up posts, not even a reply to the flood of comments demanding answers. Was it a spirit warning the owner to leave, or something far darker, now hidden in that empty shop, waiting for someone else to walk in? In November of 2021, a YouTuber named Dale uploaded a video called Exploring the House That Knocks to his channel Signs and Signals. His channel is dedicated to paranormal investigations, venturing into places most people avoid, and documenting whatever lingers inside. This time, Dale was joined by his friend Dave. Their destination was an abandoned house said to be cursed with violent activity. According to one of their viewers, workers hired to renovate the property had fled in fear. They reported strange bangs echoing through the halls, voices whispering in empty rooms, objects shifting on their own, and in some cases, scratches clawed across the backs of their necks. None of them returned. Desperate to sell the property, the viewer reached out to Dale, and so in the dead of night, he and Dave drove down a dirt road to uncover the truth. But the house revealed itself before they ever stepped through the door.
You hear that, right?
Yeah.
It's just,
Dude, I'm not going in there.
that's like going all around the house. You think it's hearing this? We gotta get closer, man.
We really about to go in here, dude?
God damn.
What the man?
God damn.
Dude, come on, man.
I don't know, dude. What were we supposed to do? She said this was like the problem that was going on.
Well, she said there were bangs like this?
Yeah, I mean, she said that the cruise was getting run up by bangs and things moving around. And if it ain't, you call the cops. You know the address of this place, right?
No.
As soon as they got out of the car, the knocking began. Slow, deliberate, echoing from deep inside the house. Each step closer brought another sound, as though something inside knew they were coming. The explorers hesitated. The rational choice was to turn back, but this is why they were here, to see if the claims were real. With their nerves unraveling, they forced themselves forward.
Yeah.
Was that a bird?
Yeah.
Dude, Dale. Maybe we need to reconsider this decision.
Yo. Anybody in here? We're not the cops. We're just making a video. Yo. Hey. Yo. Yo! Dude, are you seeing this?
Oh,
What the is that supposed to be? We're not trying to mess up your party. Let us know you're gonna pop out on me.
hey, I don't know about this one. I don't know. Dude.
They pushed open the door and stepped inside. The air was still, heavy with rot. On the floor of the first room sat a box, perfectly centered inside a circle drawn with what looked like wax or chalk. A setup that felt ritualistic. Wrong. Unsure whether it was some kind of trap or offering, they left it untouched and continued deeper into the house. Room by room they searched. Their flashlights swept across peeling wallpaper and broken furniture. But no person, no animal, nothing living stirred inside. The only thing waiting for them was silence. When they circled back to the first room, the box was still there, unbroken, daring them to open it. Curiosity outweighed their better judgment.
I don't really know if we should mess with that or not. I'm like,
That woman didn't say anything about some like this.
what have been that? Like, I don't know what's in there.
It's pretty much stuck on there. Like it's the candle has it sealed completely.
Dude, God, what the dude?
Dale.
Come on now. Hey, yo. Say no, you.
Here.
Dude, shine it in here. What's that, dude? What the is that shit?
Oh my! Oh my God!
As soon as they began tampering with the box, the house answered. A deafening bang ripped through the room, shaking the walls around them. In a panic, they bolted for the exit, only to have the door ahead of them slam shut on its own. At the time, adrenaline drowned out the detail. They didn't even realize it had closed until later, when reviewing their footage. But the camera captured everything: the slamming door, the bang, and the darkness that seemed to swell as soon as they disturbed the box. Whether it was a squatter toying with them or something far older or darker claiming its ground remains a mystery. But the one thing is certain: once they opened that box, something inside that house wanted them gone. And me personally, I think the box in the center of the room with the ritualistic vibe was the first sign to leave immediately. What do you think? Would you have ventured further after seeing the box? Or would the loud bangs before you entered been enough to turn you around? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. In April of 2019, a YouTuber named Matt Field uploaded a video on his channel, Field Day, where he documented himself spending the night inside what he believed to be a haunted cave. Matt's channel is known for pushing the limits compared to most outdoor explorers. His trips often involve leaving society completely behind, surviving for days at a time only on whatever fish he can catch or animals he can hunt. But in this particular video, he decided to take it much further. He didn't even bring water with him, hoping instead to find drinkable water somewhere inside the cave. After nearly 4 hours of hiking, he finally located the entrance. He climbed down a man-made ladder and began working his way deeper underground. Matt started squeezing into different side tunnels to see if any of them led anywhere. At one point, he mentioned getting the unsettling feeling that something was watching him. Not long after that, he heard rocks falling near the entrance, followed by the sound of something walking around outside.
The second sound, I froze, man. I was like frozen, like I couldn't move. I was just waiting for something just to like whack me. It's just strange, very strange feeling in here. But when my mate said he's being watched, I'm feeling that feeling. I am 100% feeling uneasy in this cave right now. I swear to God, it was the ladder that I come into the cave on. It was swinging. Now, I think I'm just tripping balls, but I swear to God, it was the ladder swinging. And second thing is just that weird sound I heard again. It's just a very strange noise, but Can't really put my finger on what it is.
Matt said he heard the sound of the ladder shifting, and he kept picking up strange noises echoing from the darkness. But around 11 p.m., when he sat down to eat his baked beans for dinner, that's when things began to take a darker turn.
We're nearly at midnight. One crazy thing is, it's a full moon tonight as well, so all of the weird things are in our favour. That is beautiful. Baked beans in a haunted cave. Oh my f***ing God. That was the sound. That is the sound. Did you hear that? Look at my arms. I got full goosebumps. It's the chains moving when I climb down the ladder. It's a big, heavy, thick chain. Wind can't move that.
Matt could hear the sound of the chains on the ladder rattling. When he filmed this, he explained there was zero wind that night, and the chain itself was extremely thick, far too heavy for a breeze to move. The fact that it was shaking meant only one thing: someone or something was down there with him.
I really hope you guys heard that chain move just then. I'm 100% certain it's the chain that I walked in. You can't move that chain with wind. It's way too heavy. There is no wind coming in here. There's no wind even for... Holy shit. Oh my fucking God. You must have heard that just then. Look at my arms, dude. Oh, this is fucked.
After hearing the noises over and over, Matt decided he needed to leave. He headed for the entrance and managed to reach the ladder, but getting out wasn't going to be as simple as he had hoped.
And I'm booting on out of here. I just heard a sound. It's not normal. It's definitely not a normal sound, and I'm scared shitless. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably about 2 hours, so it would be around 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting out of here. Hear the bats, but they're really flying around here. They are active for some reason, and I just heard a sound that I've never heard before. I'm probably freaking out. I'm just being a but look, I'm at the ladder. So this is the ladder that was making the sounds. Now you're trying to tell me that this big ladder, something has to move this. And it has to move it because a rock fell and rolled all the way down here somewhere. So something was moving this chain 3 times in a row. I don't know. I don't want to go. I don't want to leave this cave. Okay, I'm gonna make a decision to stay in here for the whole entire night. The sounds and the chain wiggling doesn't make any sense to me at all, but at the same time, it's like...
Once the noises stopped, he decided to stay near the entrance for the rest of the night. But only a couple hours later, he claimed he began hearing hissing noises, sounds that resembled human voices. He searched the entire cave, but he couldn't find the source of any of it. The next story comes from a mother and her young daughter, who were unknowingly being watched. One afternoon, as they returned to their apartment, they noticed a man followed close behind. They hurried to their door, their hands shaking as they fumbled with the keys. The security camera on their door recorded everything.
I just called the police. Get out front of my door. I know you heard me. Get out front of my door. This is the last time I'm gonna tell you. Get out front of my door right now. The police on the way. Go.
But that horrifying encounter was only the beginning, because when she reviewed the footage later that night, she discovered something even stranger. Just down the hall, the door to the empty apartment next to hers slowly swings open. Minutes pass. The door slowly shuts itself. The problem? The apartment had been vacant for over 3 years, and inside, there was nothing but blackness. No lights, no sounds, just emptiness.
Here's an update on what happened in the Ring camera footage when I was with my daughter the other day. And they stole my Ring camera, but that's another story for another day. Anyway, y'all, in the 3 years that I've lived here, I have never seen this door come open. Ever. Like, look at that. But in the video, you saw the door just came open. Who opened the door? Like, look at that. Like, pitch black. Like, make it make sense. Like, how? How?
Shaken but determined, she filmed herself testing the door, locked, solid, no way to push it open, and yet the camera had captured it swinging freely. Things escalated days later. She contacted property management, demanding to know what was going on. When they finally arrived to open the apartment, her camera was rolling.
You say the light works? Y'all, he said the light works. Oh, Lord. What is that? He's over here. Y'all. What the is going on? Y'all see all these little kids? They have put kids' shoes up in there. What the? So how? So hold on, because no, this other day the door came open when I was in here. So if the door came open, like no, I'm sorry, I'm not. Okay, y'all. So remember that thing? I thought it was a snake. I really thought it was some plastic, but y'all, I'm not finna get close to that. This is real snake skin. Oh my God! Look at this shit.
She pans her camera across the room. The floor is littered with dozens of children's shoes, small, worn, abandoned. In one corner, a strip of coiled snakeskin, dry and peeling. And then she sees it. Near the edge of the pile, a pair of familiar Frozen-themed boots.
I noticed something in them pile of shoes. Those Frozen Elsa boots, whatever you want to call it. Those boots are my daughter's. Like, I'm gonna show y'all a picture that me and my daughter took, like, I want to say like 2 months ago. Yo, this is crazy because I really thought she just lost them at school. Those shoes belong to my daughter.
The discovery sends chills down her spine.
Okay, so tell me again, like, how long has it been since somebody stayed in that room or been in that room?
Oh, shit. At least 6 years.
6 years.
At least.
6 years. So y'all ain't been up there and did no type of checks, like none of that. 6 years.
Why?
Somebody in this building must be going around here just collecting shoes. And I'm not gonna say collecting, stealing little kids' shoes around here. And the reason why I said that is because I've talked to at least 2 or 3 different people in this building who have said that their children been missing shoes. So I'm thinking that somebody has access to that room and they're going around stealing shoes and then taking them and putting them in there. But my question is, though, why though? Like, make it make sense.
That apartment had been locked for years. No one was supposed to be inside. Panicked, she sets up a camera and a trap, placing a new pair of children's shoes just outside her door, hoping to catch whoever or whatever is behind this. The mother later said that just before the shoe moved, she and her neighbor heard the faint sound of a baby crying coming from inside the abandoned apartment. But the shoe moving on its own was impossible to ignore. Since that night, there have been no updates, no explanations. So what do you think? Is there someone hiding in that building, or something else entirely haunting the apartment? Let us know in the comments below. In January of 2021, YouTuber Chris Hill uploaded a video titled Exploring a Creepy Abandoned Masonic Temple to his channel Urbex Hill. Known for documenting urban exploration across the United States, Chris often ventures into places rumored to be haunted. This time, he chose an abandoned Masonic temple in Cleveland, Ohio. The temple was built in 1917 and served as a meeting place for Freemasons for over 5 decades before being abandoned in 1969. Because of the organization's secrecy and the building's long decay, the location has gathered a reputation over the years. Many locals consider it one of the most haunted buildings in the city. Chris entered the structure alone. Almost immediately, he noticed how deteriorated everything was. The walls were crumbling, rooms vandalized, graffiti covering nearly every surface. It felt less like a building and more like a shell. As he explored, he came across something unsettling. In one of the rooms, he found the remains of a dog. After a brief moment of silence, he moved on, but only minutes later, as he stepped into another room, something happened that completely shifted the tone of the exploration. As Chris entered the room, a chair suddenly toppled over on its own. The noise echoed through the empty temple. Startled, he hesitated before stepping further inside to check if anyone was there. He searched the corners and looked behind debris but found nothing. After a moment, convinced himself it must have been caused by wind moving through the broken windows. Trying to shake it off, Chris continued upstairs. Along the way, he heard strange sounds echoing through the halls. He assumed it was an animal moving somewhere in the building. But just moments later, something happened again. A door suddenly collapsed, crashing down just feet away from him. This time, the explanation felt harder to justify. The force didn't seem consistent with simple gust of wind. Chris immediately backed away, adrenaline clearly setting in. He stood there for several minutes, staring at the falling door, trying to process what had just happened. And then it happened again.
That was weird. What the fuck? Hell no.
As he watched, the door appeared to move again on its own. That was enough. Chris didn't investigate further. He turned, ran down the stairs, and left the building. But the story didn't end there. About a year later, Chris returned to the same Masonic temple. This time, he explored it alone at night. The atmosphere felt heavier, quieter, as if the building itself was waiting.
Something touched me, I swear to God. I swear to God, I feel like something just touched my back. I don't know if it was my book bag flopped on my back or what. That scared the fuck out of me, I swear to God. And there's no water drips. Yo, that scared the shit out of me. Okay, let me calm down. Let me calm down.
While walking through the darkened halls, Chris suddenly reacted as if something had just grabbed his shoulder. He immediately turned around. No one was there. He tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was his backpack shifting, maybe nerves. Still, the fear in his voice was undeniable. He continued exploring, but as he moved toward the stairs, something else occurred.
Shit. Fucking door just closed. My fucking gun. What the fuck? Hell no. What the fuck? That could not have been the wind. What the fuck? Alright, let's get the fuck out.
A door slammed shut with force. Chris immediately reopened it and stepped inside. Once again, no one was there. No movement, no explanation. Shaken, he left the room open and started down the stairs. But the strange activity wasn't finished.
I cannot believe that just happened. Wow. Dude, this place is crazy. I'm gonna check in here real quick, and then I'm gonna head out. I still cannot believe that door slammed like that. Scared the shit out of me. Jesus. You know what? Before I go down, I'm gonna go back up there and check that room. I just need to find out how that could have happened. I do not remember closing this door. Hold up. Shit, when I left this, did I close this door? Fuck, I cannot remember. See, this is getting creepy, man. For real. I can't even open the door. What the hell? Hello? This is really weird. It's closed again. This is creeping me out. I could have sworn I walked out of this room and left that door open. What the hell?
When Chris first witnessed the door slam, he entered the room and left without closing it. But when he gathered the courage to return minutes later, the door was shut. He was certain he had left it open. Disturbed and unsure of what to believe, Chris eventually left the building. Later, while reviewing footage at home, he noticed something he hadn't seen during filming. In the frame, as he walks down the stairs, what appears to be a white figure with long hair briefly peeks out from the doorway. Seconds later, the door slams shut. When Chris enters the room, the figure's gone. There are no visible cuts between these moments, no obvious edits. Whether the temple is truly haunted remains unproven. The footage has not been officially verified or debunked, but what Chris captured that night continues to raise questions. And sometimes, the most unsettling part isn't what you see in the moment, but what you only notice after you've already left. These next videos come from the TikTok account you see on the screen. It belongs to Sydney, a mother who usually shares wholesome everyday moments of her life. But recently, some of her videos have left viewers terrified and deeply concerned for her family's safety. It all began one quiet evening, when her sister was watching the kids. What the camera captured that night is enough to send a chill down your spine.
SpongeBob night.
SpongeBob's awesome.
Liam, come here. Liam, right now. What is happening? Okay, I'm calling your mom. Just stay right here.
They were sitting in the living room, cartoons playing softly in the background, when the rocking chair beside the boy began to sway back and forth, moving on its own. Startled and unsure what she was witnessing, the sister called her nephew over and quickly fled the room. But that was only the beginning. Days later, as the children settled in for another ordinary night, the cameras caught something far more sinister.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm Audrey. I'm the babysitter who was in the first video that you saw about with the rocking chair. And I am so scared right now because we're going to show you a video of what happened this evening. I was babysitting again, just me and Liam and Braylon. Liam and I are just sitting on the couch watching a video. Braylon's on our phone. And then some crazy stuff starts happening. I'm just going to say the video is untouched, unedited. There's nothing going on. There's some weird noises. You're going to see that we didn't react to it. We didn't hear it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's happening when it's just me babysitting, but something weird is happening. But I'm going to let you see the video. You can think what you want about it. But yeah. So
Once again, her sister was babysitting, and once again, the house turned hostile. Objects suddenly hurled themselves down the staircase, crashing towards them with violent force. Terrified, they bolted out the front door and refused to go back inside. Later, Sydney revealed that the home is over a century old, and according to the investigators they brought in, it isn't empty. Multiple entities are said to roam the halls, watching and waiting. Hoping to capture undeniable proof, Sydney set up cameras throughout the house, and one night, in the stillness of the kitchen, this happened. After everything you've just witnessed, what do you think? Could you spend another night inside this house? And if you were in her shoes, what would you do? Because for Sydney and her children, there is no escape. Whatever haunts those walls has made one thing very clear. It isn't done with them yet. In September of 2021, a British YouTuber named Colin uploaded a deeply unsettling exploration titled exploring an abandoned hospital, to his channel, The Bearded Explorer. His content focuses heavily on urban exploration, and he often finds himself alone inside buildings most people wouldn't dare approach. This time, Colin traveled to the ruins of the Zachary Merton Ward in Stanmore, England. Built in 1936, it was one of the UK's earliest rehabilitation facilities, a landmark at the time. But as medicine evolved and newer facilities emerged, the old ward slipped into irrelevance. It finally closed in the mid-1980s, left to rot for more than 40 years. Over time, stories began to grow. Stories of a spirit known as the Grey Lady, said to drift through the ward's hallways. Some people claimed to see her in the shadows. Others said that they felt her pass before they ever saw her. Despite the legends, Colin chose to explore the abandoned hospital alone. The moment he stepped inside, he was met with collapsing ceilings, warped walls, and heaps of documents and medical debris scattered across the floors. Even for him, a veteran explorer, it felt different, colder. He admitted it was one of the creepiest places he had ever set foot in. Up to this point, nothing unusual had happened. Then, as he walked deeper into the hallway, strange noises began to echo through the dark.
Do you know, I've been to a lot of buildings and places on my own, but this place here is giving me the chills like you wouldn't believe it. I think this place closed back in the 1980s. You know, it's been empty for a very, very long time. I'm actually surprised it's still here. Normally they bring these places down, like... What's that? Oh, I'm hearing noises in there now. That wasn't nice. It sounded like footsteps. That was really creepy. There is so much stuff in here. Oh, what was that? I don't think there's anyone else in here. I'm sure there isn't. I keep hearing these weird noises. It's an empty, disused building. There's probably all sorts of animals and things in here.
At first, Colin brushed off the noises. Footsteps, creaks, old buildings make sound. Maybe an animal, he thought. But the noises returned again and again, following him as he moved. Still, he pressed forward. Eventually, he finished exploring the upper rooms and started heading back downstairs. That's when something slammed hard somewhere down the hallway.
Cool, well, I think that is pretty much everything, guys. I think that's the whole site done. So take a walk back downstairs. Now I'm going to do some pictures, do some cinematics, and then I think we can make a move. Fuck. Hello? Oh, fucking hell. What the hell was that?
As Colin filmed near a window, a sudden violent bang echoed through the hallway. He rushed toward the noise, expecting to find someone, or something, waiting. But once again, the source was nowhere to be found. Still determined, he pushed onward. But inside one of the rooms, he encountered something that sent him bolting from the hallway.
What the hell is that? Starting to be some really weird stuff in here.
According to Colin, the moment he heard another bang, he ran. As he lifted his camera, he claimed he saw a figure standing behind a blue chair before it vanished. His camera didn't clearly capture it, but he later reviewed the footage and pointed out a shape where he swore he saw the figure. Haunted or not, the encounter shook him. Yet a month later, Colin returned to Zachary Merton Ward alone at night to see if the figure would appear again. He had no idea this second visit would be even worse.
Cannot believe that I'm doing this on my own at night. Definitely not going up that way first. I'm going this way first. Why am I doing this? Why am I here? Why am I doing this? Oh my God. It is absolutely freezing in here. It is absolutely freezing. There's no windows open in here. Every single window is boarded. Oh, oh. Okay, whoa. Okay, that was creepy. It felt like I bumped into someone, but there's no one there. Literally, I step into this room here. The temperature change from there to here. Now, that is really strange.
Inside one of the rooms, Colin immediately noticed the temperature was drastically colder. When he stepped back out into the hallway, the cold vanished. Paranormal investigators often claim cold spots can indicate a spirit draining heat from its surroundings, but Colin tried not to read too much into it. He continued deeper into the building, but within moments, he stumbled into his next frightening encounter.
Why am I here on my own, walking around this abandoned hospital that I saw something? I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a ghost. I mean, I can show you guys now, right? I saw something just behind that blue chair. Now, bearing in mind I saw it with my own eyes, I didn't realise I had it on camera. Let's do this. What the hell was that? I'm sure I heard something. I don't know. It's probably just the wind. Okay, this is the worst part for me. Whoa. I think it is just whoa. Okay, that's scary. God, this is absolutely... What the No, I'm hearing noises all around me. I don't know what it is. I am just so terrified right now. I can hear noises. I don't know whether it's pigeons in the loft. I don't know if it's stuff falling from the ceilings. It must be.
Colin tried to calm himself by blaming pigeons or falling debris, but the noises kept returning, closer, louder, circling him. He searched the hallway, then went upstairs, but no matter where he checked, he found nothing. His nerves were unraveling. The temperature shifts, the bangs, the shadows. Every instinct told him something wasn't right. Eventually, he decided it was time to leave, but the ward wasn't finished with him just yet.
Goosebumps on my whole body right now are just... You could probably strike a match off my skin. Look at this little... What was that? What was that? What the hell was that? Fuck. I think it's just stuff falling from the ceiling, but it's bloody frightening the life out of me. Why does it look like a leg sticking out that door out there? It's not, but... Oh! I've just got all these ideas going through my head at the moment. Whoa. There's someone in there. That can't be. No. There's no one in here. There is nobody in here. It's just me. Hello? There's no one in here.
After yet another deafening bang, Colin sprinted away, but gathered himself long enough to circle back and check. As expected, nothing was there. His fear finally peaked. He started heading for the exit, ready to abandon the exploration altogether. Then, just as he was leaving, the ward revealed its final surprise.
Oh, God, okay. Oh, I've never been so scared. I've never been so scared. I'm getting out of here. I've had enough. That was weird. That was really, really weird. What is it about this place? Oh, I hate this place, I really do. Just listen.
If you watch the footage carefully, you can clearly see a red ball rolling out of one of the rooms, seemingly on its own. The moment Colin spotted it, he bolted straight out of the hospital and didn't stop until he reached his car. To this day, no one knows what caused the ball to move. Was it connected to the figure he claimed to see behind the blue chair during his first visit? Or just a coincidence in a crumbling building? Whether haunted or not, the mysteries surrounding the Zachary Merton ward remained unsolved. And after Colin's 2 terrifying visits, many believe the Grey Lady may still be roaming those dark halls. I don't know, what do you think? Joe and Elliot, 2 British YouTubers behind the Ghost Theory channel, uploaded a chilling video in November of 2021 titled Intense Paranormal Investigation. Their channel revolves around urban exploration, and they frequently document eerie encounters inside the UK's most haunted ruins. In this investigation, The duo traveled to the abandoned Zachary Martin Ward in Stanmore, England, the same hospital explored by other creators who claimed to encounter strange figures and unexplained activities. They climbed through a shadowed window to get inside. The moment their boots hit the dust-covered floor, both men admitted the ward was unlike anything they had ever explored. The entire place felt wrong. Graffiti covered nearly every wall, some of it faded, some oddly fresh, as though someone had been inside only hours earlier. But the pair pressed forward, brushing off the unease. Then while walking through one of the rooms, they began hearing strange noises echoing from deep inside the building. And that's when their night took a disturbing turn.
Right, this is the place the bearded explorer has been, and saw something walking around at the end of the corridor. He was on his own.
I don't even find footsteps. Literally there.
Honestly, I'm f***ing terrified. I just need a minute to calm down. I'm absolutely shaking.
Yeah. What was that?
What?
There was a knock behind you.
Let's just be quiet a second, actually. What?
I just heard furniture dragging from upstairs.
That.
Is it wind? Can you hear that?
Yeah. I could hear lots of odd things. I don't know. I can't tell if it's something outside or not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for f***'s sake, it's just every corner you look at.
Just listen. That's in here.
I can hear something in there.
The explorers froze, listening closely as the noises echoed through the hallway. Eventually the sound stopped, and they brushed it off as wind or shifting debris. They continued onward, but as they moved through another hallway, they found a disturbing message scrawled across the wall. Like others they had seen, fresh, bright, and far too recent for an abandoned hospital. Before they could make sense of it, the noises returned. This time, instead of ignoring them, Joe and Elliot decided to investigate. What they found next was far more unsettling than the noises themselves.
I had furniture dragging upstairs for real. I kind of don't want to go up there.
I'm being totally honest, I have never been so terrified of a building in my life. I don't want to stop recording because I feel like something's going to happen.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like...
Yeah.
Just... What even is that? Is that a bag of blood?
Is it a blood bag? Is that where the blood's come from? It's a blood bag.
There was actually... Oh my god.
It's a blood bag.
You can sort of see inside it and there's red coming out of it.
Yeah.
What on earth?
Filming your kneecaps.
We need to go upstairs.
Yeah.
On the floor in front of them lay a bag filled and covered with red fluid. Its contents were impossible to confirm, but it resembled blood disturbingly well. Considering the fresh red markings they had already found in the hospital, the discovery became even more alarming. Whoever wrote those signs might have used whatever was inside that bag. Shaken, the explorers left the room and headed upstairs to continue their investigation. But as soon as they reached the upper level, things escalated again.
Oh god, this floor isn't very smart, is it?
It's not stable.
I've got to wonder if this is even worth coming up here. There's no roof.
Hold on. It's just weird seeing shadows and stuff. I think it was just my light. Alright, let's go.
On my absolute head.
What was that?
Not a clue.
Was that someone coming through? Did that come from up here?
Wait, no, down here. Right. Down here. Oh, I can hear moaning as well. I can hear a really weird, loud, like, screamy moan. Do you not hear that? That.
The moment they reached the upper floor, something flew past one of the explorers' heads and smashed against the wall. The impact was loud enough to suggest a rock or another hard object thrown with force. They rushed to the stairs, staring down into the darkness to see who or what had thrown it. There was nothing. only the sound of moaning drifting from somewhere below. Heart pounding, the pair descended the stairs to investigate, unaware that the worst was still waiting.
There is so much going on down here right now. Seriously, is there anyone else here with us?
That was instant.
Is there anyone from the spirit world who wants to communicate with us? I swear to God, there's someone around that corner. Hello? Go down. I'm actually going to need Jesus after this. Where should we go next?
Because this is the main corridor, which is... See, I keep thinking I hear noises over there. Is there anybody here? Can you please just make a sound? Just to let us know you are here.
I feel like we need to find a really, really decent room to go down. And then choose. Oh my shit on my what the hell?
Should we go?
Did you get that on camera?
I don't know. I have absolutely no idea.
Sake.
I'm shaking.
Please tell me we got that on camera.
I don't know.
What the hell?
Just a few feet away, a heavy door suddenly collapsed, slamming to the ground with no explanation. The explorers sprinted down the corridor, staring back in disbelief. For several minutes, they stood frozen, trying to make sense of what they had just witnessed. Most people would have fled the hospital entirely, but Joe and Elliot weren't finished. Shaking, breathless, and terrified, they pulled out their ghost hunting equipment. They wanted answers.
Is there someone here? Is there someone here that's trying to communicate with us? Can you do something like that again with the door? Can you do something with this? This thing that's in my... Was that because I moved it? What the...
Joe?
Yes. It went up to red.
The fuck? Thank you.
Move away from it. Can you take it up to red if that is a spirit here with us? Take it up to red now. Exactly on cue. Go up to red if you are male.
Male. Go up.
Okay.
So does that mean you are female?
You can't make that up. You can't fucking make that up.
Thank you. We mean you total respect. We honestly do. You're brilliant.
It's back.
I need to just ask you a question. Can you turn it off if you mean us harm?
Did you try to hit us with this door? Were you trying to hurt us then? Take that to red if you were trying to hurt us.
I need to just ask you one more time. Please light this thing up if you just want us to leave.
It does.
Okay, we're going to leave now.
That's right up to red.
Yeah,
solidly there.
We're going to leave now because we mean you respect, and we're going to leave you in peace.
Through the K2 meter, the explorers received a series of responses, some of them deeply unsettling. When they asked if the collapsing door was meant to harm them, the device spiked. When they asked if the spirit wanted them to leave, it spiked again. And with that, they decided to end the investigation and leave the building out of respect for whatever was inside. Whether Joe and Elliot encountered something paranormal that night remains unproven, but based on the noises, the flying object, the collapsing door, and the responses from the K2 meter, one thing is certain: whoever or whatever was inside the Zachary Martin ward did not want them there. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide if the ward is truly haunted, or if there was some more logical explanation hiding somewhere within the shadows. In November of 2017, a YouTuber named John uploaded a chilling video titled "The Scariest Thing I Have Ever Caught on Camera" to his channel Exploration Unknown. John is known for urban exploration of eerie, abandoned places across North America. And in this video, he visits a deserted farmstead rumored to be haunted, and what he captures may be one of the clearest ghost sightings on YouTube. According to John, the property stretches across more than 100 acres and has been abandoned for years. Locals whisper about ghost sightings, strange sounds, and unexplained shadows, but John wanted to see for himself, so he chose to explore the property. At 3 a.m., navigating through overgrown woods, John eventually reaches the heart of the old farm. The structures are falling apart, Trees have overtaken the path, and inside the crumbling barns and garages, rusted equipment and relics of the past are frozen in time.
I'm not gonna lie, that really freaked me out when I first saw it. Which is weird because it's like somebody's jacket just hanging there. This old barn garage. Oh wow. That actually still got, oh wow. It's unopened motor oil. That's really cool. There's a bunch of cans up here. This is probably not the safest structure to be inside of right now. It is all collapsed everywhere around me except there's one little spot I'm in. Here's what I want to show you guys. Okay guys, what is here in front of me? The 1953 5-window Chevrolet 3100. This is my dream truck. This is the truck I want.
John finds sealed cans of motor oil still on the shelves and a pristine 1950s pickup truck, all left behind as if the owners vanished overnight. That detail alone was enough to raise eyebrows. But what happened next took things to a much darker place.
Okay, there's the old barn in the woods. This is actually a thriving farm at one point. Still a pretty solid looking old barn except for that corner. I just love being out in the woods at night. Something really freaking cool about it. Okay. Something really freaking cool about it.
But in that exact moment, as John exits the barn, something appears just behind him. If you slow down the footage, you can clearly see a woman standing in the trees. She's dressed entirely in white, with long hair covering her face, just watching him. John never saw her during the exploration. He walked around the property for another 10 minutes, completely unaware of what his camera had just captured. It wasn't until he reviewed the footage later at home that he noticed the figure watching him from the woods. To this day, her identity remains unknown. John never gave a follow-up. No name, no backstory, just a silent figure in white, standing in the woods of a farm known for its haunted past. Was it a spirit, a warning, or something else entirely? Whatever it was, John never went back.
And that wraps up this episode. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe so we can keep bringing you more creepy, bizarre, and haunting tales. Check out the links below to dive deeper. And if you have your own creepy encounter, tell us in the comments. We might feature it in a future video. Until next time, sleep tight.